Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not even gonna explain where I've been. What's important is that I am back. Welcome to Wexxim Investing. Okay, I'm back. Don't worry, I didn't quit. I've just been extremely busy and finally I'm back and let's get into it. I've been very active in the Discord with you over the past few weeks, past month, whatever. We've been having so much fun in the Discord. We've done some crazy openings, so many crazy trade ups. We even had a tournament where we played 3v3 on cash with every single member in the Discord. It was so much fun. If you haven't joined the Discord, you should. But enough of that. Let's start making videos again. We have this video just as a small little video, just get a small recap, get into the Counter-Strike market again. And then from next week, we're just going to start pumping these videos out and make top tier content for you guys. So first up, Dead Hand Terminal. Well, it's a very new terminal and it just came into the game. And you get 5 tries to pull some insane gloves. And yeah, I've opened around 120 already with no gold. It's actually getting ridiculous at this point because I'm calling it right now. I'm hitting a gold this year in this terminal. Now, in terms of price, we don't have a lot of data yet, but early signs are very, very interesting. The terminal is clearly well liked and red listings have already surpassed the Genesis terminal just after 1 week, which is actually a very, very strong demand signal. Now it's been almost a month and now they're about the same on listings. And this is extremely strong in demand. At the same time, we're seeing a bigger price correction compared to the Genesis terminal. That makes it harder to profit on lower wear golds, but margins are still very strong for minimal wear or factory new golds. If we compare, the Genesis dropped to around 70 cents after only 1 month. It's now been a month and the dead hand is still holding steady at €3. And that's a big difference. Personally, I wouldn't invest just yet. I'd wait a few weeks just in case the price comes down a little bit more, which honestly it probably will, but you cannot expect it to come down to the same area where the Genesis terminal is because obviously the Dead Hand collection contains golds. Now let's talk about cases because they just keep getting stronger every single day. Ever since the 1% rare drop pull was removed, the supply has been declining and we're now seeing the listings drop really, really fast. Most cases are down over 20% in listings and some are down as much as 50%. And that's a huge signal. It means we could be heading towards actual shortages. And when that happens, prices usually move very, very quickly. Let's take the weapon case 1 for example. Still under €200 for something with that level of supply. That's honestly extremely cheap. Then you've got, for example, the Dreams and Nightmares or Revolution cases where the supply is still coming in, but long term it's just a matter of fact before they get removed. Especially the Dreams and Nightmare, where you have amazing golds and a very strong long-term potential. But right now, honestly, every single case is looking really, really good. And if you're a Counter-Strike investor, buy a case. Just do it. Okay, so most of us already know this about cases, but it's very important to understand the bigger picture. So I'm still going to be talking about cases probably every other video because cases is the backbone of the Counter-Strike market. And honestly, cases are just looking so good. Okay, so we need to talk about the Armory as well. And I'm going to be honest here. A few months ago, I was very positive on it, but now I don't think it's a good investment anymore. And the reason is simply too simple. Too many people are investing. Inventories are stacked with stickers, blues, and collection skins and everything that you could ever dream of. Even I have multiple storages full. And I wouldn't even say I'm heavily invested. Now imagine that across hundreds of thousands of players. When removal happens, everyone is going to try to sell at the same time. And that creates a massive oversupply and the current prices just won't hold. Right now, nobody is selling. Everyone is just waiting. And that's exactly why it's risky. For sure, when discontinuation happens, the price will spike up over a short period of time, but I still see that window being too risky for me personally, especially when you're looking at these other areas in the Counter-Strike market where we're seeing extreme gains. Let's take my inventory, for example. I'm up over 300% just this month. The only areas where I still see some potential are the coverts and possibly the Aphrodite. Coverts have been declining steadily, and the Aphrodite has been holding its value really, really well. While we're talking about the Armory, I also want to just take a quick step into the graphics design collection, because this collection was removed back in October, and it's actually showing some really, really strong demand. It's only down about 10% overall, and mostly moving sideways, which is a very, very good sign. What makes this collection interesting is the supply, and pretty much only the supply. It was only available for a very short period of time, and at At that point, most people were focused on other skins, like for example the Fade or the Be the Monster and other coverts like that. So overall, the buying pressure was extremely low on the graphics design collection. And now, for example, you have the CMYK, which has only 23,000 in total supply. Take this for the M4 Fade, which has 70,000 in total supply. This could end up being one of the lowest supply collections of all time, stemming from the Armory. Obviously not if you count in every single collection in the game. Hey, before we continue, I have to tell you about my own website, Wexxim Investing, where you can track all cases and check today's market. You can also see my investments and see my videos. And lastly, it's the place to join the biggest CS2 investing community out there. In the Discord, you can make friends, talk to people about investments, and ask any question you have about your own investments. After that, a great investor will give you a detailed breakdown in return of any question you have. In the Discord, we also offer buff balances, we offer giveaways, we offer graph analytics on all collection and cases, and we also have a bot tracking Chinese inventories, giving us early indication if an item is about to be manipulated. And we also have mass notification alert if any big update is coming into the game files, and I am honestly so happy to see what it has become during 2026. And I am positive that we will continue to grow this family. If you like CS2 investing, head on over to Wexxim Investing. Let's get into the video. Now let's quickly just jump through some different investments. Like let's take the Mac Tim Palm for example. I ranked the Mac Tim Palm as the best investment in January, and I put it number 1 on my top 10 list, and now 3 months later it's up 600%. So that one definitely worked perfectly. Let's take the Starcade for example. We're seeing more and more in-game usage while the price keeps coming down. That combination usually means something is building. We can also talk about the AK Red Laminate in factory new condition. We have almost no supply whatsoever. There's only one listing on Steam right now. Obviously, that listing is extremely overpriced. But if you got some money to play around with, and not just some, actually they're fairly expensive now, but I do think this could be a stronghold in the long-term position due to its rarity. Also, I just have to talk about the glove collection skins. And I'm not talking about the glove collection as a case, but I'm talking about the skins. Because what we've been seeing over the past 5 months is the case going up and down. But in general, it's much more expensive than it was before. So what we're seeing now is that less and less people are opening the case. And that means that the supply coming in from the blues, purples, pinks, and so on is getting less and less as well. And what I'm seeing right now is some of these purples are already up about 80%. And I still think they have a good way to go. Because if you do some calculations, you can see that the profit on the bigger scale is still very, very profitable. So I would also be looking into some purples, blue, pinks from the glove collections as well. I also want to mention the brake light from the Inferno collection. This one I actually found with help from the Discord of a while back. It's one of the only skins valued at enough to be able to do an over 50% chance for profit. So this skin is definitely undervalued when you factor in that you can get the AK safety net, you can get 100% fade MP7, and of course you can end it off with an intergrade. Lastly, I also want to cover the AK rat rod and minimal wear. It's been quiet right now, but I can definitely see this spike later this year if we're looking at the pure pressure coming in from the skin. Overall, the market is just fairly calm. Most people are just waiting, and we're just waiting for Valve to do an update. And that's when things really start moving again. I personally can't wait for a big update because then I know there's so many more investments, but at the same time, I feel like I've invested in everything that I want to invest in. I feel like I'm fully diversified and all I'm doing is selling some small positions here and there and wait for an update. Now let's talk about something that people are seriously overlooking. Agents. They're down about 30% over the past month, and mainly because the leaks of new agents possibly could be coming this winter. But this is where it gets interesting in my eyes. When new agents come into the game, the current ones become the old rares. Just like with the cases. The older cases usually means rarer and more desirable. So we could be in an early stage where we have agents start behaving like older cases did. With prices already down 30 to 40% this month, this could actually be a very, very strong opportunity. All right, we've now covered most of the big areas in the investing space. In the next videos, we'll dive deeper into each of them, but there's still a few more things that I want to go over. So let's start with the capsules. Stockholm capsules are looking stronger than ever right now. Since the last time I talked about them just a few months ago, they're up over 100%, which honestly is a really solid return. And that's not just price. Demand is clearly there as well. The listings have dropped a total of 47% since January, and the Challenger capsule alone is up over 100%. In my opinion, there's still room to grow here, especially when you consider how rare the Stockholm capsules actually are compared to the newer ones. And now if we compare that to the Antwerp capsule, we're seeing a very small increase in price, but the listings are basically the same. That's not what you want to see. So for me, this is not an entry point right now. I'd happily wait for either a supply drop or a stronger demand shift before doing anything right here. And lastly, the Budapest capsules. They have been sitting pretty steadily at about 25 cents. Now, this wouldn't be a bad entry point from a supply perspective. The supply is actually fairly low for the Budapest capsules, but the issue is that the demand is also very low, and that is the main problem. Personally, I'm still picking up a few here and there just in case, because realistically, all we need is demand to come back in and they could move really, really fast. But I do think that that shift still is some time away, so this is more of a long-term patient hold. And now just let's quickly talk about the Souvenir packages as well, because then we've covered the entire market, because they've actually been showing some real strength lately. Most Souvenir packages are up about 50% this month, which is great to see. Personally, I would wait a little bit longer before entering, because I do think that we might see a small pullback soon. But overall, this is a very healthy sign for the market. If we look at supply on float, we can also see that the unboxings for Souvenir skins is increasing again. And that makes sense now since cases are going up in price and people are starting to shift into other things to open. We're seeing it now with the Souvenirs, and we're seeing it with the terminals as well. So if you can find a good entry here, this could really be a solid buy. But this is the type of buy that you maybe put into a storage unit and check in a bit later. But of course, we'll dive deeper into all of this in the next few weeks and all of the next videos. So what everyone is thinking, Valve, what are you doing? Update the game. Well, will they do an update tonight? Well, probably not. I'm gonna be totally honest. But at the same time, you never know with Valve. Valve is Valve. We know that there should be an Armory rotation coming very soon, but we've already seen several leaks for the upcoming events that's happening this summer and so on. And if you haven't watched my latest video, I go more in depth on there. But right now, we're just waiting. Everyone is just waiting. The market is ready. Investors are ready. We just need that rotation. And nobody knows exactly when it's coming. And I would be lying if I had a date because I have no idea when it is happening. Okay, and I'm so goddamn happy to be back. It feels really good. I know this video was just a normal recap of the market, but from forward now, we're going to do a more in-depth analysis of all the different items. And I so much look forward to it. And thank you everyone for joining the Discord. It's so much fun playing games with you guys in there every single night and stuff like that. And yeah, just having a blast and making a lot of money. But it's time. It's time for the knife giveaway. As you guys know, I've been giving away a knife for the past few videos. And yeah, the winner of the knife giveaway is Mentor Q7J. And we find you right here. All you need to do, Mentor, is send me an email. You have my email in the description. Send me an email with a screenshot that this is your account, or add your trade link into your YouTube account, and the knife is yours. A big congratulations. I've given away knives in the Discord before, but I've never given away knives on the channel, so that makes me super, super happy to be able to do that. Yeah, thank you guys for everything. I'm back. It feels really good. I'm gonna keep making videos. I'm already editing the next one, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much.